Hello, so welcome to my YouTube channel. I was going through my bins today and discovered that this Begonia Sarawak was not doing very well. I mean, it looks okay, but there are some parts that are rotting, some of the stem that's rotting over here, so I thought I would film a quick video on rescuing and propagating Begonia Sarawak. And while I was doing this anyway, so got some little cups out here. And you can see I had some variegated leaves on here before, but honestly I don't even know where they went now. It was beautiful though. You can check out my Instagram at Chlorophylls for a picture of those variegated leaves. They were quite beautiful. They were pink, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it likes to crawl and hang on to moss and whatnot. I love that. It would probably crawl up like a tree fern or moss wall. I've got it in my gigantic tentarium, which again I'll do a video of one day. But down here, can you see that there's some rotting stems here? So good thing I checked it out. Probably hadn't really looked at it for 3 or so weeks. It was just in a bin. It's usually just really happy in a bin. So actually, once you get the hang of it, it's a fairly easygoing plant. It does, in my opinion, and it's carrot juice, by the way. Carrot, apple, ginger, delicious. It does, in my opinion, like to be in a fairly humid environment, and then it doesn't really need to be watered for quite some time. So anyway, let's see if we can rescue some of this guy and propagate some of it. See where the rotten stems are coming from. So I can see it. Okay, that's okay. That one's already, it's not attached to anything, so that's good. This one, however, is attached to this. See that big long stem that is rotten at the bottom there. You see that down there? So I cut that off. I'm actually going to set this back into the bin because it does not like to be out of the bin for too long. It definitely likes high humidity. So I cut off that rotted piece there. And you just have to keep track of which is the top and which is the bottom, but it's easy here because there's flowers here. So if plants are really limp, I'll sometimes literally put the plant on top of my humidifier, like literally on top or beside the humidifier, and give it a blast of humidity. So in this case, this part down here, I could probably do that actually. And then it gets progressively better up here. So I'm going to cut at a 45-degree angle, and I won't leave too many leaves on because I want to maximize its energy to making roots. So I'm going to just push that down and just pop that in. There's a little bit of an aerial root in here, so I will tuck that in. And sometimes for Sarawak, I will put some akadama down at the top. If you saw my, I guess it was my previous video, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I do like to sometimes pat it with a little bit of akadama just to keep the stem from getting too moist or touching the moist soil. Put a little bit of water on the side and put a couple beads of Nutricoat in. And I do have an Amazon affiliate page now. It's on Amazon.com. My husband works in the States and I have a fabric business in the States, so sometimes just easier to shop there. These ones I'm actually going to put onto my humidifier, so because it's quite limpy, so put it onto my humidifier in a moment here. And let's look at the rest of this, if there's any more rotting. This part is really limp, so I suspect that something is wrong with it. There's no rhyme or reason why this happens. Yeah, this is rotting away here too, so cut off the rotting one. I can tell that's rotting because this part has just gotten really limp, so I'm going to throw that on top of the humidifier as well. So sometimes this happens for no reason. Sometimes I find that Sarawak can get root mealies, which I hate with a passion, because I then have to rinse off all the soil and pretty much start over. But we're okay here. We're actually okay there. I don't see any root mealies. It could be that the soil was a little bit too moist or too impacted. So I'm just going to add a little bit of new soil, poke a little bit of aeration in here, give it a tiny bit of water, and hope that this guy will be okay. Let's just kind of get some more soil underneath here. Some more fresh soil underneath there, okay? And make sure there's no wilting, or sorry, like rotting leaves, because if there is one or a few, then it will very easily travel to or make the other neighboring leaves rot as well. So I might as well take a few little propagations while I'm here, because you always, this one's a little limp too, so I'm curious how its stem is doing. It seems to be okay, but it doesn't feel too strong at the bottom there, so I'll keep an eye on that, or give it a blast of humidity as well, literally setting on top of my humidifier. So it's kind of like air layering here. If you have your Sarawak growing in a bin, it will attach to moss, and baby there, and then you can literally just cut and propagate that. Let's see, it's getting a little bit of a bigger vessel here, and I have an Amazon page, which I'll link below, and you can see where I get all my supplies. So I'm just gonna pop that guy right in there. Don't worry about the moss, it's fine. So all the roots are attached to it anyway, so just add some soil on top of it. Gently press it down. Little bit of water. These watering cans are great because they limit the amount of water you can, if you're an overwaterer, they limit the amount of water you can dispense at one time. So I have a little retainer on right now, like an Invisalign retainer, so I'm sounding a bit funny. So I just pop that into my prop bin. And then I'll keep an eye on that guy. There's another little aerial root there that I could potentially cut off if I wanted to, just because I'm a little bit low. Well, not really low, let's get real. Low is like I have under, I don't know, 15 plants or 10 plants. That's when I start worrying, because begonias can melt for no reason. So if I'm under 15 plants, then I'm like 10 or 15 plants, I'm like, uh-oh, time to make sure I have my backup plants. Okay. And there's more aerial roots here, but I might just, leave them be and let this grow. So I usually just put it on the side of here, I'll show you. Babies aside, in case I can use them still. I get these bins from our Canadian Dollarama, and they're not beautiful. Can you see? sort of. This is my limpy piece that I'm going to put into the top of the humidifier. But basically I just they actually like to be on the edge of the bin. So I just put that on the edge of the bin there. And they like to just climb up the edge of the bin. So I'm just going to water the moss in here, add that little baby in there, and just kind of put it against the edge of the bin. Surprisingly, I don't know, they don't mind being on the edge and just climbing up. Oh, the leaf fell off here, so I can definitely use that guy. And look, this is a previous prop that I just stuck the leaf into the soil and just left it there. Sometimes I score the bottom of it to get a vein. Oh, this guy came out. And leave it there, and then it's fairly easy. It'll just root fairly easily. Just want to make sure that this guy is tucked in better there. Thought I saw a root mealy. It's just perlite. Okay, so then it doesn't need a lot of light actually, I find. It's fine with not too much light. This guy's a little limp, so not ideal, but we'll try him anyway and see if that works. Sometimes I put a little bit of Begonia on top here again. Partially it holds the leaf down, partially it, I don't know, keeps it dry maybe. And then these guys, I'm going to cut off this rotting section. I'm just going to place it right onto, I can use this guy here. I'll get off the rotting parts. And I can literally just place this, I'm going to place this guy, sorry, right onto the top of my humidifier. Give it a blast of humidity, and then it should perk back up, and then it'll be better for me to use for propagation. You always want to use like healthy leaves for propagation. I know that sometimes you're like, oh, that's a dead leaf, or it's dying, it's on its way out. I use it to propagate, but they won't. I don't want to discourage you and have those not work. Have your propagations not work. Always works best when you have a nice leaf. So I just tuck that in there. The key again is to get the soil just right, and I've talked about in another video about my soil mix, so you can go and check that out, please. And I'll maybe show you these in a short later, but I will just get these to be not so limp, and then I will likely chop and prop them, because there's too many leaves in my opinion and not enough roots for it to propagate in this manner. Please click the subscribe button and the bell icon, and leave a comment down below, and so I can make more videos. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
In the very first moments of falling, stirring of the heart, felt the love I gave no longer start to bloom with you in mind. Wanna learn to find with you a way to hold, not lose, to find, open up my heart this way, intertwine, maybe I'll make a change. This can only mean one thing, that my love might begin to believe again. It's only for you, only for you, only for you. It's only for you, it's only for you, only for you, it's only for you.
like there's only you and I. You're the clarity I find when the clouds fill up the sky. I don't wanna miss a piece of you. When I'm with you I can never lose. This can only mean one thing, that my love might begin to believe again.